There we go. Hello, Internet. Welcome to another episode of Deep Shots, the show where we go into people's careers and passions and go deep with them while taking shots of alcohol. I'm your host, David Sauce. And today we have a special guest, one of my close friends, Joseph McConnell.
That's me.
He is an improviser, an actor, TikToker, and an incredibly smart individual. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. That's a long list of resume occupations I don't feel comfortable putting upon myself.
How do you fare with alcohol?
So before I turned 21, when I turned 21, I was doing great with alcohol.
when I was of legal age, I did really well.
Yeah, actually, like my first drink, my first time being like drunk, it took me a while. I think I was like 6 shots in, but then COVID happened, came back, and now I didn't have practice, and then I had practice, and now I don't have practice, now I'm a bitch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna turn you into not a bitch tonight.
Let's hope so.
At any point, if you want to tap out, you totally can. If you can't,
I probably won't, but
it's hard because there's like a pressure, but there's not a. There isn't, but there kind of.
It's like Hot Ones where
like, if you're not going to Wing 10, you're.
You don't want to be DJ Khaled over here. No,
yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. We never let him forget.
No.
I mean, if I ever go on, I hope that would never happen. All right, let's get started. Shot number 1.
Okay.
We're going from this end over. This is some North Sisters vodka.
All right.
Cheers. Whew. That first one helps like break the tension.
Gear you up.
Yeah. All right, so give me how you got started. I want to know for acting, because I don't think I've ever heard your beginning acting story, and I don't think I've heard your beginning improv story.
Oh, okay. Well, it began when I was 12. No, no, actually, it began when I met Josh Carter, who was in an episode. I was doing Boy Scouts with him, and then he was doing theater, and then my sister was doing theater because of that, and then I joined theater because of that, and that's kind of how I got into it. I went to an after party for a theater show that my sister was in, and then there was all these people that I wasn't used to the amount of people being around my face, and they're all like, "You should do a show," and I was like, "Okay."
So what you're saying is we can blame Josh.
Yeah, pretty much. You can blame Josh for most things that happened in my life that ended up being a good thing. Yeah.
And what about TikTok? How did you get started on that?
Oh God, it's funny. I got a letter from my uncle. When I moved down to LA, he was like, "Good luck in LA. I'll see you on TikTok." I didn't even have a TikTok yet.
Oh!
And I read that, I was like, "Fuck you."
I mean, I have one. I never post anything.
Yeah.
But I think maybe if I was in LA, maybe
you'd have to. The influence. No, I started making TikToks because I saw that there was actually like funny content on there, and I'm a person with a lot of ideas, like too many ideas, and I was like, I'll make something funny.
Yeah.
And then I posted something I thought was funny, and then it got 600 views. Like, I think I'm good. And then I started posting more until I've run out of ideas right now. But I have some written down. I just need to film them.
Right.
Yeah.
So with my group too, like we make TikToks sometimes, but it just depends on the idea. Like, is it fleshed out? Like, is it a skit?
Yeah.
Is it a TikTok?
Yeah.
Is it a podcast?
Yeah.
It's hard to know, but you just followed the inspiration. I feel.
Yeah.
All right, we got some top picks for you. It's just a segment. I'm going to give you an either or.
Okay.
Just tell me what you prefer.
Okay.
All right, movie or play?
Movie.
All right, ice cream or booze?
Ice cream.
All right, indie music or house music?
Because you don't say French house music, I'm gonna go indie music.
Indie music.
For some reason, French house is like a different thing.
I mean, there's a lot of genres into both.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you mean Catholic's Christianity, but Christianity isn't necessarily Catholic.
Yeah.
Perform or watch?
Perform.
All right, and then Star Trek or Star Wars?
Star Wars.
All right, Star Wars or Lord of the Rings?
Star Wars.
Star Wars or Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
All right. Harry Potter or Twilight?
Gotta go Twilight. Gotta go with my number 1, Team Jacob.
Nah, Team Charlie.
No one ever considers Team Bella, you know? Why can't she be independent?
She's like the worst. Ironically, I've seen those movies, and I think the worst characters are the main characters.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh man, Charlie's so cool. I hope he's hunting vampires.
A grown woman made an erotic fan fiction out of this. Wow.
And I like the dad.
He's cool.
He's cool. All right, shot number 2.
All right.
This is the rum. This is actually the strongest alcohol.
Oh wow. What proof?
42.
42.
And then the rest of these are 40.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Here we go.
Mama didn't raise no bitch.
All right. Give me some of those life-changing moments.
Life-changing moments.
Like where did it take a turn for you where you know you wanted to pursue something different, or change it up, or just change your perspective?
Oh man, I wanted to be a pilot for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
Until I turned like 17. I was doing community college at PCC, and then I took an aviation class, and I think like the third class day, so it was like a week after the class had begun, this pilot comes up, and he's like, yeah, I've been working as a pilot for like 25 years, and then he proceeded to lay out all the sort of pros and cons and responsibilities of a pilot, not just like as a pilot, but also the day-to-day outside of their work. And I was
I didn't
like,
know there was day-to-day outside.
yeah, because they live like the hotel life, right? And so they fly out, they live in a hotel for 3 months, and then they fly back out and they're with their family for 3 months. And that's a life of a lot of pilots. And I was like, I don't want to do that.
I could do the Catch Me If You Can style.
Yeah, right, yeah. Just a cool pilot.
I'll hop on and then go somewhere.
Yeah.
Take a bunch of money.
Do some hot person shit. And then do some tax fraud. Yeah.
I could do that.
100%.
Everything else, not so much.
You know what's funny about that guy, Frank Abagnale Jr.?
Yeah.
He looks exactly like Chevy Chase now.
That's suspicious.
Yeah, can I look up a photo?
I'll throw a photo.
Oh, okay, yeah. So there's a photo if you look up Frank Abagnale Jr. and it looks
we'll
just
put
like
it side by side.
Chevy Chase. They look like the same person.
Like 19,
today Chevy Chase.
Today Chevy Chase.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's a little more common.
Yeah. That's true. Balding
old dude.
Old dude with glasses. Yeah.
All right. Give me some hidden passions. Is there? I mean, I feel like I know you pretty well, but is there anything I don't know, or is there anything like everyone should know?
Hidden passions. That's a hard one. Are you trying to keep the?
I know one.
You know one?
Yeah. I would say one is like your Reddit.
Oh.
You're so in it on the Reddit. I got a weird one too. I'm like a walking IMDb page.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
IMDb is a great
Whenever I'm watching a movie, I'm like the worst guy because I'm like, oh, they're in the thing. Sometimes it's like obvious. Other times it's like a movie no one has heard of.
They're like dying, and it's like, oh, they're in this other movie, so they're not.
Oh, they're in that Office episode, in that cameo. I'm like,
okay,
thanks. That helps me with the movie a lot.
I'm enjoying it so much more now. Secret passions. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty above board. I mean, I like longboarding. You know what's funny is a lot of people that know me pretty well, they don't know that I know how to draw, which I always thought was like a funny little thing because drawing.
I figured you at least knew how to electronically draw.
Yeah. So I drew. That was like what I did, and that was my thing growing up, and that's the only thing anybody knew about me. And so I started doing theater, got to know people, blah, 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 and then I would like post a portrait that I did online, and people were like, this is really good! I didn't know Joe could draw. I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, you wouldn't know, would you? I think those are the only things I can think of, but yeah, I spent a lot of time on Reddit. I got banned from NBA Reddit.
What?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I got unbanned today.
All right, let's go in.
All right.
Shot number 3.
All right, on.
We're going Whiskey 4 Roses.
All right.
I always feel like that one's easier.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was the easiest. This one kind of burns a little bit. It tastes nice, but it burns a little bit.
Yeah. The first one, I always make it vodka because I just hate it.
Oh, get it out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, I found out recently I really like gin.
Gin is my favorite.
Yeah.
Gin goes with everything.
Yeah, I love gin.
My preferred drink is G&T, and like we bought a Soda Stream.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to keep buying LaCroix.
Oh yeah.
So it's like G&T, and then I'll add like lemonade or limeade, and
nice.
I call it stepmom.
That's accurate. I was in Vegas gambling, and you know how at casinos they give you free drinks and stuff like that. I'm sweating like a goddamn pig.
You know, me too. It gets hot in here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a bourbon burp. Oh my God.
Bourbon burp.
Burp. Yeah, they give you free drinks when you're gambling in Vegas. And the funny thing is, they put a shit ton of ice in their drinks, and also they give you like this little kitty cup worth of alcohol. And I got 4 different drinks. I think I got like a gin and tonic, a Manhattan,
Old fashioned.
Old fashioned.
Yeah.
ESPN. Good guess. Yeah, that's a good reference. And then like one other drink. They all tasted exactly the same.
Well, because they're all watered down.
They're all watered down, and they all had a maraschino cherry in them.
It's interesting too, because were you at slots?
No, I was doing I was at one of those electronic tables.
Oh yeah, that's so weird. I had a friend tell me that like they usually overserve when you're at like tables because you bet more money.
Oh yeah.
But at slot machines, they'll try to give you like watered down stuff because they know you're gonna be sitting there for a year. Anyway.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right, give me some harsh criticisms or really good learning experiences you've had.
Harsh criticisms of me?
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh,
something you learned from.
Man. You know what's funny is I never received more harsh criticism from people than when I started working and when I was working at Jamba Juice. I learned that I learned about myself that apparently in a working environment, I'm just like straight up rude to people. I didn't even know that about myself, I guess.
I call it sassy, but whatever.
I got so many complaints from people that I like yelled at them, and I was super mean and super abusive, and I was like, this does not sound anything like me. So I learned that apparently I make people feel stupid. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I apparently like talk down to people. And my district manager at the time, we were talking about it, and she's like, did you ever consider that maybe like they are stupid?
Accurate. That was something I had to learn when I was in high school. Like I kept getting in trouble for that.
Yeah.
My dad's like, you can't talk to people like that.
Yeah.
They don't like it.
I guess. I just like explaining things to people, and apparently that makes teenage girls feel dumb. Yeah.
It's a fine line. All right, give me the best food you've ever had.
Best food I've ever had. Oh man. Shit.
Or in LA. I mean,
best food I had in LA. See, here's the thing. There's not like a ton of great food that I've had in LA. I know it's out there. I
mean, you snacked while we were eating.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
That's good. I'll recommend that.
There's a place called Dave's Hot Chicken that I live pretty close to. that has really good fried chicken. That place is solid as hell.
They got like Cajun stuff and like.
I don't even. It's just like it's just like fried chicken, like fried and hot and stuff. And they have good fries. It's their sliders though. It's their sliders. It's got coleslaw and pickles and chicken and bread on a potato bun. It's really good. Oh man.
I mean, it's gotta be.
It's gotta be. Yeah, that place is popular.
Those are some of my favorite things, like fried chicken places that have the sliders, especially if they got Cajun seasoning.
You know what? There's this banh mi place that lives really close to my parents' house. It's really close to my parents' house, and I was looking up random historical facts about Vietnam. Yeah, I got down that rabbit hole, and then I learned about banh mi, and I was like, ooh, that sounds like really good. It's like pho but in a sandwich. And then I googled, is there any banh mi near me? And apparently, according to people in the reviews, the best banh mi place in all of Portland I lived really close to. So I walked over there, and it was like, at the time, it was like life-changing experience. Yeah. Because I started getting banh mi like basically every day, like a $4 sandwich. It's like this long. Dang. Shit was good. And I went there the other day. Man, it still holds up. It still holds up. That's great. It hits different.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
We're going tequila. Scenario and Neho.
I'm gonna stand up, and that's when I'm gonna feel it.
Probably.
Because right now I feel fine.
I feel like I've had a lot of people at the table who are, I know as lightweights, and that during the interview they're fine.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they're up,
I like, whoa, the world is a fishbowl, and I'm in it!
That deserves a second chance. Whoa. What do you think? Pretty smooth then?
That's a pretty smooth tequila. That tastes the least like tequila that I've had.
Yeah, I don't buy that cheap shit.
Yeah.
I've had too many bad experiences of being in nightclubs being like, give me your well tequila, and it's warm, and the lime looks questionably moldy.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like
Isn't it
Hornitos or I can't remember that even shitty one. Not Jose Cuervo. There's
Cazadores. There's
Cazadores is pretty good.
Yeah.
There's one below.
Mezcal.
It might be.
Dude, I hate mezcal.
There's a lot of bad tequilas.
White tequila is pretty.
Yeah. Any Blanco. I've never had one like. Oh yeah. Like maybe Teremana, but as soon as I had Reposado, it was much better. But their stuff is altered. It's not traditionally made. They put different things in their tequila to make it taste good.
When the bartender like cuts into the lime and the lime looks dry inside, I'm like, what?
I'm not even excited for the lime at that point. I'm like, Matt, throw that away.
I don't need it. How does a fresh fruit look dry?
There's mold on the back. I saw you pull that out of your pocket.
That's just classic pocket lime. That's a classic move.
Not falling for that. All right, give me some of your future goals.
Future goals. I want to be a voice actor.
Voice actor? All right.
Yeah, and it's like one of those goals, you know, where not just like I want to do that, I also think that I'll be really good at that. And
well, if it's your passion, you got to drive towards it.
Oh yeah.
And like, even if you're not good at it, if it's something that you practice at, like you can only get better. If you're already good at it, then you can only get better at practice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what's funny about Los Angeles is that people talk a lot about how brutal it is and like. You gotta really, it's just scary. You really gotta grind, and like people that get down there, they're so talented. Everyone is working at their best. These are the best of the best. There's a lot of garbage in LA. There's a lot of trash. Like
I've driven there.
Yeah. Like I've watched the audition tapes for some shows. Like there is some bad auditioners.
Things have to align.
Yeah.
And at least we have a place where everyone meets.
Yeah.
And there's that process of. This is clearly a bad idea, let's not do it. I mean, we've seen a bunch of pilots for shows that never got anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, at some point, you will get The Office or Supernatural or whatever. Something will work eventually.
Yeah, like Steve Carell, he had some work, but like The Office really took it off for him.
Mm-hmm. And now that he's that famous, he can just do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants, he can make bad movies, like Fox...
Space Force.
That
was bad. It shouldn't have been, but it was.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It had all the key characters to be good. It just wasn't.
Don't you just love like meta commentary about Trump? Because it's always good.
SNL, we're looking at you. Takes no talent. We could go on forever.
We could.
All right. So besides voice acting, any other future goals?
Man, you know, I want a hot brunette girlfriend, but that's for a different discussion.
Different discussion. It's for our other show, Deep Takes.
Deep Takes. Blondes or brunettes. Here's my argument for neither. I don't know. I think that's like the main goal. But also I want to be like financially stable. I'm planning on getting a corgi within the next year.
That's expensive.
Yeah.
It's like at least $1,000.
Yeah, usually. Yeah.
That's before like everything else. That's to get the dog.
I know, right? Yeah, I've actually like looked into it. Yeah, I want to get a corgi because like my lifestyle, like driving around and like doing shit and everything. I just want that backpack dog that I can just bring with me literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, be my little buddy. Yeah, that's kind of the two things that my mind is set on at the moment is corgi and voice.
Journey dogs are pretty great because they're incredibly friendly and you can take them wherever.
Yeah.
I thought about doing that with my dog because she's very little, but it's hard to take a dog away from like a farm because it's like wide open spaces.
Yeah. I wanted to bring my dog, Jasmine, my parents' dog.
Yeah.
Even though I'm the one that trained it, I socialized it, I bathed it, fed it, etc. I wanted to bring it to LA. Their dog. But yeah, I couldn't bring her down.
Yeah. It's a hard choice.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got next. We got craziest story. If it is deemed worthy, there's an extra shot in it for me. So you give me your craziest story.
My craziest story. Okay, all right. This is kind of a little bit of a long one. Okay, so I was performing in Peter Pan. I might have even told this story to you before.
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay. I was performing in Peter Pan, and I had the role of Hook, of Captain Hook, right? Mm-hmm. And so the way that things had been structured out is that at the end of the show, at the end of the first act, I show up and I go off on this little monologue, and I get defeated by Peter Pan in some sort of vague way.
The plot twist.
Yeah. And then during intermission, I change pants because at the end of the show, I quick change into the dad that's at the beginning of the show, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I had these cuffed pants in the first act that were just naturally cuffed. Change into those other pants, and I cuff them myself. Then during the quick change, I unfold them, and then I walk out on stage. And so what had happened is I had these keys that I had in my back pocket of the first pants. Mm-hmm. And when I changed into my other pants, I was just walking around, just reading lines, making sure that I had everything down. And then the second act had already started. The first song had already ended, and I was already supposed to be out on stage. And so I grab my coat and I throw on the first arm, and then I grab my hook. I already have my hook because I'm gesticulating with it, and I try to put on the other sleeve, and I can't even do it because I'm the hook, it's on my hand. How do I? Oh God! And you need to get on stage right now. I'm running, and then I'm at the door. I'm no, it's fine. And then I get out and I just play it off. I'm oh, I'm so miserable that I can't even put on my coat. I didn't say anything like that, but that's kind of how it's the body language I tried to have with it. And I sit down on my little stool, oh Lord, oh Shmee. And in the scene, I'm supposed to capture Tinkerbell, who's on the other side of the stage, sort of representing herself, even though she's supposed to be this small. Yeah. And the way that I attract her attention, she has these bells on her arm that she jingles to talk. Mm-hmm. And so my way of communicating to her was the keys that were in my pocket in the first act pants. So I stand up, and I'm supposed to be talking to her, and I rise up out of my seat, I see her, and then I pat my pocket, and I'm fuck, my keys aren't there in front of 500 people. And so instead, I just walk out there and I go, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, and the crowd fucking loses it. And I go, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. She jingles back, and then we capture her, and then we rush off stage. And then, it's not even done. The next scene, I'm supposed to be out already, but I take off my hook, put my sleeve on, get my hook back on my hand, and I sit down on the couch. And I'm supposed to be talking to this jar of Tinkerbell in my hand and gloating to her. And so I'm backstage and I'm looking around for this glowing jar that's supposed to have Tinkerbell in it. And it's supposed to be preset for me, and I'm looking for it everywhere. And then I run out into the hallway and look all the way at the end of the prop table. And it's all the way at the very end of the prop table, at the very end of the hall. I'm no! And I look out onto the stage, and Smee is standing behind the couch that I'm supposed to be sitting on. There's a spotlight on him, and he's just kind of is he coming? And so I just okay. And then I walk out there, I sit down, and I just play off the whole thing to the Tinkerbell that's on the other side of the stage. And every time, I don't have a jar in my hand. And the Smee, he has lines to Tinkerbell. Instead of saying it to her, I'm doing this head motion, over there, you 15-year-old idiot. And instead he's saying lines to a jar that's not in my hand, and he's we don't know where she is. And I look up at him what the hell was that?
I deem that story worthy.
Thank you.
That's a great
thank you.
sequitur. I love that. All right, 1 on 2. The death shot.
Oh my God, there's more?
There's one more.
Jesus.
I deem the story worthy, so you gotta. So there'll be 2 for me.
Oh, okay.
But
right.
there's only 1 for you.
Oh, okay.
So I put 4 random shot bottles that I bought from the liquor store that are really bad sugar shots.
Oh no!
And I kept it for last because I hate it the most. So go ahead and draw one for you.
Oh God.
Ooh, 99 is the worst you could have drawn.
Jesus.
It is
50% alcohol.
It is so gross.
Oh no!
All right, and since you're new here, and so that everyone knows I'm not cheating, you'll draw for me too.
Okay.
Draw 2 of them.
Draw 2 of them. Okay. You got.
Yeah. All right. Take the first one.
Oh
yeah, it's fine.
I got both. You got lime and you got apple.
All right.
I wish I got the apple. Damn.
Yeah, actually, the apple was the best one you could have gotten. But I also like lime, so that worked out for me. This is the first time I've had good luck on an episode. I have always drawn fucking Fireball or 99. I've never gotten a Jim Beam, and I definitely never gotten a Limewood.
You know, I've never had Fireball, so that would have been horrible.
Oh, Fireball sucks.
Oh, God.
I'll save Jim Beam for last.
All right. Jesus. I like pineapple.
Let me do my craziest story shot real fast.
All right. Get that in there. This has to be a double, right? Lord. How was that?
It wasn't bad. I like lime.
Okay. Yeah,
it was kind of like if someone put lime juice in vodka. So it wasn't awful. I think this might be worse.
What was that?
Camera is too hot.
So it was powering off.
Powering off, yeah. This happened last time with Justin.
Oh damn, Jesus.
And we're pretty close. All right, we're low on time, but I think we're okay.
All right, let's throw it.
Cheers.
Oh, okay. All right.
One clap back in. All right. We did the 5 shots. All right. I want to know the furthest you've traveled and where you want to travel to.
I have been. It's the furthest I've ever been, and I want to go to. I want to go to. Oh man, I think it's Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Yeah. There's or maybe I can't.
The
remember.
planet. Barcelona.
Yeah. There's or maybe I can't.
The
remember.
planet or the country?
I think it's the. I think it's Barcelona. It's on a grid and it's like a really organized city. I think it's in Spain. But yeah,
I mean,
really organized city. I think it's in Spain. But yeah.
I mean, if you're looking for organized, you can always go to the Utah, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Mormon church.
Mormon church. I'll just join the Mormon.
I think their streets are numbered from how far away they are from the main church.
Oh yeah.
Very gridded.
I think Barcelona or I think Stockholm. I always wanted to visit Sweden. I talked through the bird.
It's all good. All right, now I know you're an improver. I want you to give me a brand.
A brand? Toyota.
Toyota. All right, now give me a random object.
Apple.
All right. I want we're playing the game. Pitch me a movie.
Pitch you a movie.
So you are going to pitch to Toyota about an animated apple.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. He's heading to work. He has a very boring routine. He ends up at his work. He gets fired the minute he enters the door. Okay?
Yes.
His boss has already kicked him out, and he walks out with his box. He says, "Johnny Appleseed, you're no longer worthy of this job. Go out and find something better to do." So he goes down the street. He starts walking door to door in his small town. He needs to find a job as soon as possible because he can't go home to his wife and say, "Hey, I don't have a job anymore." So the first thing he finds is this vacuum store. He walks in and says, "Hey, mister, I just got fired from my job right next door. I really need you to help me out. You can pay me as little as you want. I don't care what it is. I need a job right at this moment." He says, "I got you." And he gives him a job. And he says, "I need you to take that Toyota that you drove over here. And I need you to go around town. And I need you to be a hitman for me." That's my pitch.
That's the trip.
That's my pitch.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
It's an animated apple.
It's
right?
an animated apple.
Talking apple?
Yeah, talking apple.
That's amazing.
You never could have known.
Give me the title. What's it called?
What's the? Oh man. Oh god. I'm not good with those. An apple a day keeps the hitman away.
And coming this fall.
Coming this fall, 2021. An apple a day keeps the hitman away. Come to theaters near you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Well, you did it. You did 5 shots. You got through all the questions.
I did it.
You pitched an amazing movie that I want to see.
Yeah, I do too.
We'll make it later.
Tomorrow.
But before we go, let's talk about some future projects that people should be looking out for you.
I'm on TikTok for some reason. Bag of Joe _ is where I'm at. I need to post more. Some of it is funny, some of it is not even a little bit. don't count for any level of consistency.
Excellent. I love that.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for tuning in to Deep Shots, and we'll see you next time.
Hell yeah.
It is hot in here.
It's so goddamn warm. Jesus Christ. Get this shit off of me. Whew.
We lost the camera partway too.
We lost a goddamn camera.